Okay, I'm gonna do one more because as soon as I shut the first one off, I ran into Albert and George, and Bobby's still with me. Um, George,
Yeah.
you want to give an update on how things have been happening on the street as far as anything? Albert's, you want to say hi real quick? Bobby Johnson got the.
Say hi.
Okay. Bobby John. There's George. That's Mondo in the back. He's doing good. George, what's happening on the street? How is the situation basically with homelessness?
Well, it's not doing too good. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. Depends on what the cops feel like doing.
Well, yeah, they have a problem and things happen and we understand.
But
that.
other than that, everything's been going all right.
Yeah.
Got me a little job to go do, and it's all wonderful.
Good. Good. I usually just like to let some of the guys say something. You wanted to say something, Mondo? You want to share anything?
All I want to say is that
Yes.
that I'm gonna panhandle somebody real quick, like.
Look, the guys know I give $1 a day, and sure enough, I parked right on the other side, and I didn't see they were hanging out here. So I walked all the way around, and then I ran into that other brother. I ran into Bobby in the front of these stores, and then I realized when I got here, they were already sitting right here. But they asked, right away. I had a joke for George. I didn't get to pull it on him, but I usually come up with something that I was going to say. Like sometimes he says, Pastor John, we have not seen you in a while. And I kind of will make up something. Oh, things have gone downhill. I'm on the verge of bankruptcy. And then I'll say, but I know you're just concerned with the dollar. Like I joke, I kid him like that.
Yeah.
You're,
Don't ever get rid of that dollar, because I could always use it if I beat you to it.
I told George the other day, I said, I heard he was taking advantage of me because I have memory loss sometimes. I actually do. I said, and George asks me like 10 times a day, you didn't give that dollar yet. I said, I'm running low on cash.
My friend over there to pick up his bike.
All right, I'm going to teach Kings next, which is going to be Kings 18. I'll do a little, I'm not going to teach right now, but I'll do a little review in Kings 18. We're going to see the showdown. Look, I think Bobby knows that story, but he's not in the preaching mood. Look, I've seen Kings 18 that's coming up like in a week, but it's the showdown with Elijah the prophet and the prophets of Baal, which is the Canaanite storm god. And in that story, we're going to see how Elijah says, choose who's God. If Baal is God, then you're going to serve him. But if God is God, you're going to serve him. And it's a real famous story. I don't know if Bobby knows it. I need somebody that knows a little bit of the Bible, Bobby. And I don't know if George would know the story.
No, I don't.
Are you familiar with, I'm going to be teaching Kings 18. You might not be familiar with the chapter, but it's Elijah the prophet and the showdown with the prophets of Baal and the ones that Jezebel.
Is that a Kings?
Yes. Are you? Well, it's Kings 18. But are you familiar with the story of Elijah and the showdown?
Yeah.
What do you remember out of it?
Elijah wins.
This is a little preview because I'm going to teach that coming up. I'm gonna give a little hint. Sometimes I'll do a hint before I do the teaching. But what Elijah does do is he says,
I don't like dealing with this one.
that's all right. What Elijah does is he says, you get a bull, you put it on your altar, and you see the God that's the real God, he is going to reveal himself. And if your God is a real God, fire will come down and consume that sacrifice. And they cry all day and they cut themselves. But then Elijah restores an altar to the Lord, uses 12 stones, and then he pours water around it, and he calls out to God, and the fire comes down and it consumes the bull and everything. And then do you remember what Elijah does after he wins that battle? He takes 450 of them to a brook and he slaughters them all. He kills them. That's kind of the story, and that's the victory. But the little hint is this. In Elijah's sacrifice, there's 3 things. There's water, there's fire, and there's a sacrifice. And that's going to be significant when I teach it, which I'm not doing right now. Okay? So his sacrifice is going to be a picture, and it's a witness. Water, and John says in 1 John, Jesus came by water and blood. So you're going to see a testimony of the future sacrifice to come in what Elijah does, as opposed to what the others do. Okay, Nina, do you want to say hi real quick? I'm going to
Hi,
end it.
David.
No, say
What's your
say
name?
hi
John?
on the video.
Hi, John.
Okay.
God bless you.
Yes, that's Nina. Okay, that's it. And I'll teach
David.
that like in a few
David.
weeks.
Oh, God, it's
David.
on my mind.
All right, that's it. Thank you, everybody, and that's number 2.